The speed, the swoosh, the dab, Russell Crowe in the little skirt. Thank you, Alfred. 2 pairs of underwear and a toothbrush, and that's it. Full throttle onto the Autobahn. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Autobahn. My name is Max, and today you join me on a lovely summer's evening in Germany because we are going to check out the all-new Bentley Continental GTC Speed. The Speed is the best version. I always loved the Speed just because of its name. It's just glorious already. But also it had that glorious 6-liter W12 engine, 659 horsepower and a top speed of 335 kilometers an hour. It was called the Speed for a reason. And this new one is called Speed again, but it's not that speedy anymore. It's got a V8 hybrid, 782 horsepower, 1000 newton meters of torque. It is even more powerful. It's the most powerful convertible Bentley has ever made. However, top speed is limited, 285 kilometers an hour, and that is not very speedy. So today I'm going to show you around it. We'll take a look at the spec, and I'll show you the interior, and then we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast over there. So let's have a look at the exterior. We've got a, well, quite an unusual spec, I would say. This Jetstream 2, which is like a baby blue color combined with a lot of black accents. So black grills, black bumper things, black wheels, black stripe down the side and black window surrounds. At the front we've got new headlights with this sort of eyebrow running across this DRL with some, well, sort of diamond things, crystal things on top, little Y shapes down there and 3 beams in the middle. We've got black in here, as I said, so all the grating is black, the bumper inserts as well. Beautiful Bentley badge, of course, and then the wheels are black as well in this 22-inch design with 275 tires at the front, carbon ceramic brakes, awesome. It also has tweaked suspension for the Speed because it's the most sporty version. So you have a couple different versions now. You've got the regular GTC Continental, you've got the Speed, you've got the Azure, and you've got the Mulliner, and these are 4 different approaches, one could say, to the same car, but they all have the same performance, the same power and stuff like that. And at the rear we've got 315 tires. We've got the beautiful haunches at the rear. This line is so gorgeous. Now, as you can see, the design hasn't been changed that much. It's still very recognizable Continental GT. It's the 4th generation, and the biggest change is probably the fact that you don't have the quad headlights anymore, or the double twins. You now have a single one with that, the swoosh, the dab. And then this is also very recognizable Continental, right? That haunch line is so nice with that one running all the way to the front towards the haunch. Big hips, super nice. New rear lights as well, which are supposed to look like lava. You have sort of that indirect thing going on in there with a bit of a shape, and then the horizontal stripes. They are good looking when they are on. When they're off, they're a bit dull. It's a bit like gray. It looks like someone smoked them themselves. Not that nice. And this is one of the biggest drawbacks of the hybrid Continental. This is supposed to be a GT car, right? Something that you take to cross the continent, to drive from London to Monaco or something like that, something fancy. But you will be taking about 2 pairs of underwear and a toothbrush, and that's it, because that's all that will fit in here. You've got a wind deflector here. This is your charging cable, and then you can see the floor here. It's very high because of the battery, of course, and the electric stuff that's going on underneath. It's 134 liters, which is just very, very little storage. And it's also, as you saw, it's very narrow, so it's not really usable. So yeah, that's a drawback of the hybrid system. We've got a little bit of a diffuser here, and it's been painted in the body color, which I think is a bit of a weird decision, but anyway. Exhaust tailpipes are in there, so this is fake again. It's sort of this dark chrome look. And then let's have a look at the engine. All right, so as I said, no longer do we have the 6-liter W12 frickin' nuclear power plant that used to be here. We now have this 4-liter V8 biturbo, aided by an electric motor, 140 kilowatts, so that's like 190 horsepower, and you've got a 26 kilowatt hour battery, and you can do like, what is it, 85, 90 kilometers of electric driving, 0 to 100, 3.4 seconds, top speed 285, 782 horsepower, 1000 newton meters of torque. Yes, it is very powerful, and yes, it is very fast. What does it feel like? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the interior as well. Oh, by the way, it's a lovely evening, and it's gladiator time again. That's that time of the year. So I thought maybe I should give you guys a bit of a look inside my mind. This is what goes on when I see this. Yes, I can only do 10 seconds because otherwise we will be flagged, but this is what I always think about when I stand here with that like evening sun, beautiful wheat field. I always think about Russell Crowe in a little skirt. Anyway, let's have a look at the interior. Gorgeous interior. They didn't change much here either, and I thank them for it because this feels old school in a good way. This feels like we want interiors to be. You know, it's a screen, you can operate it, you can use it, you can also hide it, which is even better. Everything you need is in there. It's not overly complicated, it's not overly dominant. It's just there to serve you. You have a lovely clock down there, buttons down here for your most important things like traction control, your hazards, your driving modes. All your climate is down there, your volume is physical. Everything is so good in this. This is what we want. Everyone look at this, please. This is what I want, at least. I think this is perfect. Quality of materials, excellent. Leather everywhere. And all this stuff feels super nice as well. Put it in sport, engine starts up. Thank you, Alfred. And then let's have a drive. So 8-speed dual clutch gearbox. We've got an electric motor that's between the engine and the gearbox that supports that. Let's get rid of the screen, right? Let's just use that one. It's much more beautiful. Okay, turn off traction control. Yes, we're going to do that because this thing will actually do that. What the hell? It is a benefit of that hybrid drivetrain and of that battery placement in the rear in the trunk. It means that you have almost perfect 50-50 weight distribution, and that means that they can send quite a bit of power to those rear wheels. It weighs 2,600 kilos. You wouldn't say that looking at it, right? They've done an excellent job of setting this car up because when you want it, it is super comfy. When you hit the throttle, you get an immediate boost of electric power, and then that V8, it kicks in. It's not very loud, the V8, it really isn't, but it's loud enough for a Bentley, I think. It's there, especially at lower speeds, you can hear it popping. But it's not too much. And it has a nice old school sort of sound to it. I like it. It's been well judged. It's a good car. It really is. It just, does it feel like a speed? It doesn't. It doesn't have that same feeling of opulence and mega reserve of the of the powertrain. The fact that you would just drive it and it felt like you weren't really stressing the engine. It was just delivering the performance. Launch control. Oh, that's 100 kilometers an hour. And I did 3.3 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 3.3. So that's a tenth quicker than Bentley says. No slidey slide here because there are some bikers over there. So handling wise, as I said, 2600 kilos, but handling wise I think they've done a really good job. It handles the way you would expect a Bentley to handle, really. So it's firm in its controls. It's quite heavy, but it's been set up well. It's super comfy. I've got the tire pressures really high for the Autobahn, like 3.7 bar. That's also, you know, because of that weight. But in comfort mode, it's super comfy. Belt just tightened up. In comfort mode, it's super comfy. In sport, it's still super comfy, but you have a little bit of like feel adjacent. You don't really have feel. It's a little bit of connection that you gain by going to sport mode. Now, if you go to Bentley mode, which is like normal, E mode, so this is completely electric, completely silent. It's got like 450 Newton meters of torque in EV mode, which is not bad. Oh crap, we need to raise the roof. We're going left, he's going straight. Okay, that means that we can close this. You can do that driving up to, I don't know, 50 kilometers an hour probably, usually. There we go, that is quite handy. Roof is up, sport mode engage. You can hear the V8 starting up, rumbling away, and then a little bit of tire squeal there. Not too bad. Full throttle onto the Autobahn. 100 to 200, 7.26, which is like half a second quicker than the previous GT speed. Which, you know, I'll give them that. It's a quick car. You can see the way it accumulates speed here up to the limiter, which is around here. So 296 on the speedo. I don't think it will go quicker, which is a shame. I mean, we've driven hatchbacks that will do 300 kilometers an hour. Imagine that. You're driving your, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of euros worth of Bentley on the Autobahn. You're hitting the limiter and then some kind of BMW M140i passes you. It feels like it's neutered or something, right? It feels like they've taken away its balls. It's a really good car otherwise, and it's very fast, don't get me wrong. Alright, so back towards the gas station for the next car of the day. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. You can also check out this video, this playlist, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.